Welcome back. Let us practice what we just learned before the break. There are 1,290 tuberculosis patients at the hospital, and 80% of them are HIV positive. How many TB patients are HIV positive? So can we calculate that? To calculate the number of TB patients who are HIV positive, we must calculate first, change the 80% to a fraction, which will be 80 divided by 100, and then we multiply this by 1,290. Let us press together. 80 divided by 100, and then we multiply this by 1,290. So the number of patients is 1,032. So we've answered the first question. Let us move to the second question. If 14% discount is offered on a 200 pair of shoes, how much discount will you receive? So now the discount is 14%. Now we want to know the value of 14% on 200 rand. What we need to do is to express 14 as a fraction first. So it will be 14 divided by 100 multiplied by 200 rand. We are expressing 14% as a fraction. Then we are going to have 14 divided by 100. We multiply by 200 rand. Then the discount will then be 28 rand. That is the discount that you will get. So I think now calculating the percentage is understandable, and it is also easy to work with. So now let us move to the second concept. Now that we are done with calculating the percentage of a value, I want us to go to the second one, increase a value by a percentage. Okay, let us look at the key aspects that we need to look at as we increase the value by a percentage. So we say, number one, you can calculate a percentage of a value and add it to the original. That is the first method that you can use. But I'm going to give you a different method today. To increase the value by a percentage, you add the percentage that is added to 100%. And then as you add it to 100%, you will now get the new figure, which is more than 100%, because obviously when we say you increase it by a certain percentage, we mean there's more percentage added to 100%. So now, after having the new percentage, you express that percentage, the new one, as a fraction. And then after expressing it as a fraction, you now multiply the fraction that you have by the given value. And after multiplying it by the given value, therefore, you will then have your marked up price. Remember, when we talk about the marked up price, we are talking about the price whereby there's an increase added. So when an increase is added, you don't have 100% anymore, but you have 100 plus this new percentage that has been added. Let us have a look at our examples. So the first example, increase 5,000 rand by 12%. So as we increase 5,000 rand by 12%, I'm saying I know there's a method whereby you first calculate this percentage, later on add it to the original. But the problem is that sometimes you forget to add it back. So let us try by all means to avoid that method, and let's try and work with this new method and see if it's not making our calculations much better. So I'm saying because now we are increasing by 12%, we say the original value before the increase, this 5,000 rand, it's 100%. This is our original value. So if the original value is 100%, then we take 100%, we add it to this 12% of the increase, then 100 plus 12%, we will get 120%. 112%. Therefore, the next step is to take the 112%, express it as a fraction. So as we express 112% as a fraction, we will have 112 divided by 100, then we multiply it by the original price, which is 5,000 rand. We can press the calculator together. Then we have 112 divided by 100. Then the answer that we get, we multiply it by 5,000 rand. And the answer we get is 5,600 rand. I think this method is easy. You just take the new increase, add it to 100% because the original price is 100%. You will get the new percentage, which is more than 100%, which like for example, in this example that I gave you, it's 112%. And then from there, you express it as a fraction. And from there, you multiply it by the original amount. As easy as that. Okay, let us move to the next question. The next example, if a bottle of milk that costs 8 Rand 20 increases in price by 5%, what will the new price of the milk be? So now, let us calculate the new price of the milk. So as we calculate the new price of the milk, firstly, remember, it was 100%. So if it is, this price is 100%. So if it is 100% and we add 5%, then 100 plus 5 is going to be 105%. Then 105 divided by 100, we multiply it by 8 Rand 20. So can we press the calculator together? It's 105 divided by 100, multiply by 8 Rand 20. The answer that we get is then 8 Rand 61. So let us move to the next example, which is a practice, of course. Increase a value by a given percentage practice question. GLM is a company which is paying its employees 15,590 per month. The company has promised to give 10% raise. Calculate their new salary. Number one, we add 100% plus 10%, and we will get 110%. So as we add this two, 100% plus 10% being 110%, we can change 110% to a fraction, and then we multiply it by 15,590 rand. So let us calculate together. 110 divided by 100, and then we multiply this by 15,590. What we get then is going to be 17,149. So this is the answer that we got. I just want you to get a glass of water. As we go to a short break, I will see you right after the break.